Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel for another video. My name is Diana and I create cross-stitch patterns under the name Diana Bloom Designs. I live here in the Canadian prairies with my husband, our two wonderful daughters, and our dog named Scout. Things have been pretty fun and exciting over here lately. One of my two daughters just turned 3 this past week, so that's been super fun. And then my eldest is 5, so we have, all of the fun Christmas spirit going around here with just our little girls and getting to enjoy getting everything ready and the warmth that this season brings. It has been such a great week, even though we've also been battling colds and kids being a little bit restless. So, getting up very early or being up in the night. It's been a wild ride. It's been a great week. Let's get into it. Okay, so I have a few things to show this morning. I would love to show you an FFO because that is so unlike me and I'm so excited. And then I actually have a pattern launch with an FFO at the same time, unheard of. Very excited to show you that. I have 2 whips and I can't think what else is on my list here. Oh, right, the Patreon release. I really was excited to mention that and to show you the colors that are going into that one. And that's it. Yeah, a couple of plans. No big deal. A little bit of life update, which I feel we've done half of that already. All right. So jumping in, I want to show you the FFO that I have of my Christmas pattern that I did this year in collaboration with Evertote and Roxy Flosco called Merry Berry Christmas. I finally got mine finished and framed, so here it is. So I can't remember all of the specs just off the top of my head right now. This is all done up in Roxy Flosco flosses and on their Panettone linen. And there is a DMC list as well in the chart if that's something that interests you. This is available in print at Evertote, which I can link below, and also as a PDF on my Etsy shop. And this is just a frame that I found at a thrift shop. And I love it so much. It's thick and heavy and ornate. Yeah, it feels very festive and Christmas to me. That's, when I want to bust out all of the rich, heavy, patterned, more ornate decorations. So I'm really excited. Sorry, I keep tilting so I can show you the frame, and I'm realizing I'm not showing you the stitching. But I feel you've all seen this one before. I'm just excited to have it finished up so I can show you what it looks like as a finished model. And again, I've mentioned this before. This was my second time stitching this one, and I think that's part of what stalled me out on it was that I guess because I had done it before, so I would go to stitch it and I found it took me a little bit longer the second time, but not altogether too bad. So that's really fun and exciting. And I'm excited to get to have that hung up for the Christmas season this year. I also snuck in one more Christmas release. This was something I had planned to do and then wasn't sure if I was going to do it this year. And then in the last minute moment, I was like, no, I really want it. We're doing it. Let's go. I had planned to do a couple of ornaments, and I'm so excited that they got done. I am loving them so much. My girls are already loving them on our tree. So I'll show you. There's 2 in a pack, and I'm calling it Merry Mistletoe. So this is the first one. This is kind of the main pattern. And you can see there's a little European robin nestled into a bundle of mistletoe. I just love this. I think it's so cute. It's very kind of festive and charming, and this is something that you can display on your tree, or if you wanted, you could add it to a pillow bowl, some kind of a dough bowl. And I was thinking too, I remember when I was little, my parents had mistletoe hanging in doorways sometimes. I always thought that was really cute and it's kind of fun, because you walk under it. So I was thinking actually this would be useful for that too. If you wanted to hang mistletoe in your doorway, I feel like this would be a really cute in the doorway decoration. And then we have our little second pattern here. I'll set that down for just a moment. This is called Merriment, but it's spelled Merry Mint because it was supposed to look like a little peppermint. It's very loosely inspired. I originally was going with a swirling design and kind of playing with a couple things, and I decided I really just wanted to have fun with it and make something that was small and fun to stitch, not a ton of counting, not a ton of thinking, something that like even if you had wanted to do something even as a gift for somebody, or like this would look cute on the tag of a gift. And I feel like it's small enough that you could get away with it. And then the way that it's stitched up is like a biscornu. So you match corners to edges. I have to hide my whole face here. There we go. And what I've done is in the back stitches, you alternate that green and red color. So it ends up with kind of this candy cane effect. Don't do the camera. There you go. And so I think that turned out really cute. And, this is such a little one. This is on 40 count, but it's pretty little. And I think it was just such a fun one. It was very satisfying. It came together in just a couple of days. And then this is how they look together. I've got little jump rings sewn on to the ornaments. And then I just looped a 1/4 inch velvet ribbon from Michaels through there. The jump rings, I don't have a tag or anything, but they're, what are they? Gold plated ones from Michaels. They're like, I think they're 8mm or 9mm I went with. And so that's how they look together. And I'll tell you that the Merry Mistletoe, it's got about 11 colors. So it's not as floss ring heavy as some of my other designs. And it's, in terms of stitch count, 61 by 86. And altogether it's 2,823 stitches on Roxy Flosco Speculas. And again, it's all in Roxy Flosco colors, and there is a DMC conversion. I really like the speculoos linen because I feel like it has like a nostalgic look to it. It's not pure white, but it is fairly light. And then I feel like the Roxy Flosco, all the greens in this one really shine. When you look at how they all play together in that mistletoe, there's 3 greens in there, but I feel like it looks like a lot more. There's a lot of like blending and softness between the 3 colors, even while they're still quite distinct. So I'm really, really happy with this one. So happy that it came together and that it all worked out for this year. And I hope you really like it too. So that's available now in my Etsy shop. And yeah, you can download that. I think there's still time this year if you had even wanted to get it on your tree this year, because it took me just over a week. I mean, of pretty dedicated stitching. Sorry, guys. My kids really haven't slept this week. I'm like, my brain is trying to fire on its few cylinders it has left. But yes, those were a really fun stitch. What did I want to talk about next? Next, I'd like to talk about the Patreon pattern that came out for this month. The prompt was partridge, so that was the bird that I drew for our Bird of the Month Club. And I'd like to share with you what is called partridge and pear. So I'll pull up a picture here. And so Partridge and Pear was inspired by the song The 12 Days of Christmas, the partridge and the pear tree. But I wanted to do something that looked just slightly different, so it wasn't a partridge sitting in a pear tree, something that was that featured the bird. I know a partridge in a pear tree has been done so many times, so there's no way to get it wholly as its own brand new idea, but I was really excited to take my own take on it. What can I tell you in terms of, I think I'm going to have to move my nose closer. It's stalling me out here. So I've designed this one to work well on Roxy Flosco Arrowroot linen, and it's charted up in Roxy Flosco colors with a DMC conversion, and it's 103 by 143. So it's not an overly huge pattern. It is 7,634 stitches, so it's kind of stitch heavy for what it is, but overall it's not incredibly big. And I think that it turned out in a way that looks sort of like modern, lightly festive, very fun, very cheerful colors. And I'll show you the floss list. In fact, we'll show you the floss ring. There we go. And so I feel like some of like these colors here, what is this? Yeah, this is nerdy. It's very light. I think it's, what is it? DMC 165. And then we've got these are coming out a little more orange. They're a little more pink in person. Kind of a very lightly festive, but kind of like cheerful. It makes me think of sometimes at Michael's, they have those Christmas decorations that are just a little more modern looking, kind of fun, very cute. That's what I think of when I see these colors together. I hope you really like it. I know not everyone on here is obviously on Patreon, but I still get really excited about sharing the pattern that we're working on. And then the bird of the month for January is going to be a blue jay. So I'm really excited to get charting on that. That's going to be really fun. Next, I think I just have whips. So I'm going to quickly show you my progress on Angelina Angot 1889 or Angelina Angot 1889. I heard Carrie from Roxy Flosco pronounce it and I was like, French. That makes sense. But yes, I've gotten just a little bit of progress on this. I had intended to work on it every weekend, but with the ornament, I got distracted for a couple of weekends there. And so more so what I've been doing is this week I've been putting in like kind of one length of floss every day or most days. And that's been working out really well. So I just got a little bit of progress. It probably doesn't look like too much, but I took the border down one length of floss. I added in some of those light green leaves. That again is that color nerdy. And then I added a letter and a half. That's how far I got. But I'm so happy because for too long, 6 months, I think this just sat in a drawer without getting one single length of floss in it. So getting to pull it out every week, even if it's just to add a little bit, I think makes a huge difference. And I'm now getting to see sort of the vision on it. I think it's going to have a very pretty kind of, it makes me think of like a fairy tale kind of feel with those beautiful letters with the flowers in them, the way that the border's coming together. The border is a lot of work for what it is. It's a lot of color changes. It's kind of fiddly, so it's time consuming. I think it's really going to pay off though. So I'm so excited about that. And then the last whip that I have to show you is actually one of my designs. I'm trying to work on finishing up some of the models that I have started, but not yet finished. So I'm working on a flicker of fall. And so this is already available in my Etsy shop. And I'm just excited to get the model done. I feel like it's one of those ones that looks okay in the digital mock-up, but I think it'll look better in the stitch. And so that's what I have so far. I'm working on the bird first, and then I'm excited to get going on some of the letters and the border. And then there's two little motifs in the corners. One is of a house and one is of a tree, and I'm really, really excited for those. I don't work a lot in sort of miniature, and I'm excited to see those ones come together. The house in particular, I'm really excited for. So this was fun. I worked on the tail, I worked on the branch, just a little bit. I only worked on it for a couple of days, but it's nice to see it come together. And this is going to be a focus piece for me in December. So yes, I think I want to start working on the back catalog of my models as much as possible. And so I'm going to try to do a focus piece every month. So a flicker of fall is going to be my focus model stitch for December. And I want to see if I can get it done. It's one of my bigger ones, but I'm confident. I'm going to see if I can do it. And part of my reason for wanting to get all of these models finished up is so that I can take them with me to Stitch North. So I am super excited this year. I have wanted to go to Stitch North for a few years now, and I actually get to go this spring. I could not be more excited. I was really hoping to go this year, and in fact, was sort of putting it on the radar of family members that I might need a little help with, watching my kids and um, getting a little bit of support in that way because I really, really wanted to go. But then I had the incredible honor of being asked by Caroline of Evertote if I would come this year and be the featured designer for both weekends. So I'm beside myself excited. I am starting to sketch up some designs for the exclusive designs of the event. And I just think it's going to be super fun to be able to meet so many people in person. I've never been to an in person retreat. And I know people say that when you get there and you see all of these like minded people all together and you get to spend this incredible time with them, there's nothing like it. And I have the amazing privilege of getting to design from home and be home with my kids, but that does mean that I don't see a lot of people in person. So getting to go to Stitch North this year is going to be amazing, and I want to get as many models as I can before I go so that I have actual physical things to bring with me. And I'm very, very excited about the exclusive designs so far, and I hope that you will be excited when you see them. So yeah, let me know below if anybody's planning on coming to Stitch North this spring, because that's when I'll be there. Very, very excited for that. And thank you again to Caroline from Evertote and Carrie from Roxy Floss Co. for asking me to come. I am honored. So excited about that. So yes, that's why all of these model stitches. And I think that's actually, yeah, that's all the stitching that I have to show for today. I have very few life updates, mostly just Christmas decorating and caring for the littles around here. So I might not even bore you. And I might just get going. It was wonderful getting to spend this morning with you. I hope that you were all enjoying the Flossmasses, all of the beautiful festive videos that are coming out. I know I'm going to go refresh my coffee and see how many of them for today have been uploaded already. Yeah, have a wonderful day, guys. Have a wonderful December. I will talk to you soon. Thanks for spending this time with me. Bye bye.